Mental well-being starts at home, but sometimes relationships with family members can be fractured. And rebuilding these relationships can take time and skill, and skills not everyone has. That's where emotion-focused family therapy comes in. Joining us today is University of Guelph PhD candidate Chelsea Riem. She works in the Child Emotion and Mental Health Lab, and she is organizing the study. Good morning, Chelsea.
Hi, Craig. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. So let's start with this. What is emotion-focused family therapy?
Yeah, so emotion-focused family therapy is a parent-focused therapy intervention for parents of children and adolescents experiencing a variety of different mental health challenges, such as anxiety, depression, or behavioral difficulties. It was originally pioneered by clinical psychologists Dr. Adele LaFrance and Joanne Delhanty, and now our research lab at the University of Guelph, we are testing the efficacy of a 6-week version of the intervention in a randomized controlled trial.
So those are the sort of mental health troubles that this is best suited to help with? Just give us a sense of what those are again.
Yeah, so anxiety, depression, behavioral difficulties.
So is a diagnosis required beforehand, like a professional diagnosis, in order for this type of therapy to work?
No, not at all. Diagnosis is not required. It could be something that is helpful for individuals, for families who have children with a diagnosis. It could also be sort of an early intervention. Parents are seeing signs or difficulties that they want to get support with.
Now, it is not uncommon, I think, and it's fair to say that parents could actually be a contributing factor in their children's mental health struggles. Would emotion-focused family therapy, would that make that better or worse?
Yeah, so we don't really see parents as causing or contributing to children's mental health difficulties. So as we know, mental health challenges are really complex and they can come about through the interaction of many different pathways. So things like, genetics, child temperament, as well as external factors, right? So life stressors, social and cultural factors. So the EFFT model says, okay, so what are the pieces of the child's environment that we have the most power to change? And through research, we've learned that focusing on A, the family environment, and B, helping children build emotion regulation skills are the two things that parents have the control and the power to change and are most likely to have a positive effect on the child's mental health and well-being. So we know that parenting children who experience big feelings, so in EFFT, we might refer to those kiddos as super feelers, right? Yeah. That comes with its own unique set of challenges. And so a core aim of EFFT is empowering parents through their own skill building to feel capable and confident in helping their child navigate those big emotions. So in EFFT, parents are really they're not the problem, they're not the cause of children's mental health difficulties. They're really the solution.
So what if a parent or both parents are suffering their own, in their realm of mental health struggles?
Yeah, I think that EFFT could still be a very, very helpful thing for those parents as well. A core idea behind EFFT is empowering all parents, no matter what they come to the table with. All parents are capable and able of helping their child in their recovery.
Do you think that this kind of therapy could be a replacement for traditional therapy?
That's a good question, Craig. So the answer to that question really varies family by family. As we know, every child and family is unique. There is certainly some preliminary evidence that EFFT is associated with long-term improvement, but EFFT is a relatively newer intervention compared to maybe other therapies you might have heard of, such as cognitive behavioral therapy. EFFT has been around for the past decade or so and has been popularized in recent years, but it's still relatively new, and so that's part of the reason we're doing this research.
And do you think that there's an urgency to making this more accessible, given that there is such there's such limited accessibility a lot of times to therapists?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that's part of the kind of wonderful piece of emotion-focused family therapy. Specifically, the version that we're doing in our trial is a 6-week version, so it's time limited. It's also group therapy, so including groups of about 5 to 10 parents provided by a licensed psychologist. So it is something that, if parents are busy, they have a lot to fit into their schedule, it's something that is more easily accessible, and because it's group focused, it's able to kind of reach a wider range of parents at the same time.
Just before we let you go here, then, the study, who can participate and how do they get started?
Yeah, so we are currently recruiting families with a child between the ages of 7 and 15 with anxiety, depression, or behavioral difficulties to participate. As I said before, a diagnosis is not required to participate, and the study has been approved by the University of Guelph Research Ethics Board. So if you're interested in learning more, our research lab can be reached at EFFT@uoguelph.ca. If you want to email us, we can arrange a time for a research assistant to chat with you about whether you and your child are eligible to participate.
Oh, sounds so interesting, Chelsea. We appreciate this, and we'd love to check back when you're further into this. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much, Craig.
That was Chelsea Riam. Just again, that email address is EFFT@uoguelph.ca. Chelsea is a PhD candidate at the University of Guelph and organizer of the study.